Pelosi shoots Feinstein in foot, files FOIA on report colleague wanted private. If there's been a silver lining around the overall messiness of Justice Brett Kavanaugh's Supreme Court confirmation, it's the galvanizing effect it seems to have had on conservatives and Republicans. That doesn't mean everything is hunky-dory among the GOP. There's obviously still some lingering bad blood over President Donald Trump's divisive ascent to the top of the Republican Party. But that pales in comparison to what seems to be happening to the Democratic Party. To use a sports analogy, the Democrats have become that successful sports team that continuously makes the playoffs, but loses before winning the championship. At some point, fingers start getting pointed and eroding chemistry gives way to genuine disdain. Before long, that team's general manager is forced to blow his team up because the whole has somehow become lesser, not greater, than the sum of its parts. That seems to be where the Democratic Party is headed. Kavanaugh's and, by extension Trump's resounding victory in the Supreme Court nomination fight seems to have been the straw that broke the Democratic camel's back. Democrats are blaming anyone and everything, but themselves, for their loss. It's times like these where strong leadership is a necessity. To continue the sports analogy, a great coach with exemplary leadership qualities can drag a feuding team to functionality. Unfortunately for Democrats, members of their leadership don't seem to be on the same page at all. They may not even be reading the same book. California Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein had previously moved to seal the FBI investigation into Kavanaugh, as CNN's Elizabeth Landers reported. Indicates that the FBI report on Kavanaugh should not be made public. It would seem to me that if people are going to be identified, this ought to be held very close and not. I think the investigation ought to be closely held, she reiterated. Many construed Feinstein's move to be an attempted cover-up of just how thoroughly the FBI investigation refuted the accusations against Kavanaugh. Regardless of her intent, Feinstein made it clear she wanted the FBI investigation to remain sealed and away from the public. Now, however, one of Feinstein's fellow California Democrats has basically shot her in the foot. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, in a written statement to her colleagues, revealed on Saturday that she was filing a Freedom of Information Act request on the FBI's investigation into Kavanaugh's alleged sexual assaults. To preserve the full record of this dark chapter, I am filing a FOIA request so the public can see the FBI report, transcripts of interviews, instructions from the White House, and any communications to the FBI from Senate Republicans regarding the scope of the investigation. This is important to set the record straight, the statement reads. Pelosi's FOIA request flies directly in the face of what Feinstein had said about keeping the investigation under wraps. Feinstein cited concerns about witness identities being exposed in the FBI report. Pelosi, apparently, has no such qualms. In the end, this is the latest identity crisis the rapidly splintering Democratic Party will have to deal with. There's already growing dissension among top Democrats regarding whether or not they want to fully embrace socialism. Now, it seems like the Democrats will have to decide whether to move on from Kavanaugh's win or linger on it. My mistake. Democrats actually do have a third choice, which is the one they seem to be embracing. They have apparently chosen just to implode.